If anyone has any questions or would like to speak really of anything, I will always be saying the same thing. It doesn't matter in one way or another. And just always simply pointing to that which already always is essentially your Buddha nature, your unchanging nature, your indescribable nature. And pointing to that in which everything arises, displays, and disappears. I'm only always speaking of this simple awareness in which these words that are coming out of this mouth in this moment are displaying this simple awareness now. Just this. On behalf of this, I'd like to sweep away the past and sweep away the future, and just now, 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 now. The master always began every satsang with these words, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let there be peace and love amongst all beings of this universe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. When he speaks these words, all beings of this universe, all beings, this speaking of this multiplicity of beings, us, we, me and you, all beings of this universe, whose nature is essentially, absolutely, cannot even say. One doesn't quite say it, but it's said. Same. That which I am, you are. Even with these 8 billion bodies and personalities and stories, simply this one consciousness itself. This is what is always pointed to in these satsangs of liberation here and now. How extraordinary we have this place of retreat, our own hearts, in the midst of such amazing, extraordinary times in which we human beings on this planet Earth, in this universe, have been bearing witness to. Every reason to be overflowing with love and compassion for one and all, truly. Unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness and respect for one's own self. Surely you are not and have never been that which you have thought you are. And you've always been your own true self. regardless of whether you know it or not. And that is absolutely true. I have a very beloved friend, longtime friend, Alice, who I see on Wednesdays. We go walking at Chrissy Field nearby with her golden doodle Poppy, and I'm having to chuck it and throwing. It's our visiting time, Alice and I, and Poppy. And yesterday morning, I think it was 4 a.m., I get a phone call, and it's Alice, and she's crying, and she's telling me that her sister Alice, Barbara, who was traveling in Maine, vacationing in Maine, they live in DC, a hiking place. Alice is telling me she just found out that Barbara went out hiking and fell off a cliff and died. And it was so shocking, and so tenderizing. I'm happy that I have this opportunity to say to each one of us to savor this moment, take nothing for granted, count one's blessings, enjoy. Finger snap and gone. So it's my honor to say this. I'm grateful to you all. Truly I am. I want each and every one of us to be absolutely free of the tyranny of the so-called mind. This I'm always speaking of. I don't even mean to speak ill of this so-called mind. It is, as we know, an immensely great servant, capable of such amazing displays. But yet that thread of the mind that's referent to our identity, the sense of being a separate individual, that story that seems to be one's personal obsession found in this mind stream is pure, total, complete fiction. You are not that. This I want everyone to see. If I could be of any service in behalf of this, I plead with folks not to be shy, not to hesitate. And yet, too, I'm absolutely content to sit together in silence and not have a word spoken. No pressure whatsoever. I don't know how, if my master's grace somehow comes through these internets and arrives in one's heart. I hope that it happens this way.
So 20 plus years ago, I had a book called Self-Liberation Through Seeing with Naked Awareness. Completely impenetrable. I gave it away, gave it to a friend. And in the last 18 months or so, it's found its way back to my phone where I'm looking at it all the time. And I shared a verse with you and printed it and was wondering if we could share it with everyone and see if there's something more to be said.
Absolutely. So I too have printed out your email on this section. So would you like to read it?
Although there exist a great many meditations that do not agree among themselves, your own ordinary present awareness is directly penetrating. The process of meditation and the one who meditates are not two different things. When you look for the meditator who is meditating or not meditating, since you have searched for this meditator and have not found him anywhere, at that time, your meditation is exhausted and overthrown. Thus, even though it is the end of your meditation, this is the beginning with respect to yourself. The meditation and the meditator are not found to exist anywhere. Without its falling under the power of delusion, drowsiness, or agitation, your immediate, unfabricated awareness becomes lucidly clear. And this unmodified state of even contemplation is concentration. Therefore, remaining in a calm state or not remaining in it are not two different things.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I mean, this is an articulation of this essential teaching that we are speaking of, each satsang, really, essentially. This articulation of the Dzogchen teachings. We can go through this line by line. I haven't shared in a long time that maybe 1993 or maybe 92. I don't recall exactly. I was in Lucknow. It was I don't know what the time was, the bob of the time, the feeling, but I received a fax from my friend Howie, who was with James Barra's Vipassana teacher in California, Spirit Rock. They were in Kathmandu. They were at the monastery of Tokul Organ Rinpoche, considered the great living Dzogchen teacher of our time. And this fax said, come, or you must come. I don't remember exactly. I must come. And Howie wrote at some point, he said, be sure to find Eric, the translator, Toggle Organ's translator, and let him know you're wishing for pointing out instructions, the essential instructions, before anyone else asks anything else. What is the meaning of life? And I found Eric. I had to walk. I was with my friend Sharon and walked from this monkey temple in Swayambhuth up and found the white monastery where Toko Urgyen was living. Perhaps it was his son's monastery. I don't recall now. And I found Eric quickly. And he said, yes, by all means. And we were led into a room, and maybe there were 20 other people. There was a group from Shambhala, from Colorado, and a few others, maybe 20 of us in this room, and there was Toko Urgyen. It's just oh man. You felt surely you were in the presence of this extraordinary Buddha of grace and wisdom. And had a seat. I sat maybe 5 feet away, and Eric was to the side translating. Toko Urgyen, Eric says, what have you come for to the room? It was a reminiscent question. I heard that from the master the first time. He asked that of the room. I put my hand up and I asked for pointing out the view instructions. And for the next few hours, just like this, I'm not understanding a word from Toko Urgyen's lips, but everything Eric was speaking, translating it to English, was really amazingly, extraordinarily the same as the master's teachings, clothed in a different language. Extraordinary. For me, it was the most precious time I have spent on this planet, other than the presence I have spent with my own master. If I did not have my master then, I do not feel I would have left that monastery for a moment. Wow. Having said that, do I know anything at all? Can I read through this with you? Stephen?
Sure.
Would that serve you well? How to proceed? Although there exist a great many meditations that do not agree among themselves, your own present awareness is directly penetrating. That's very crystal clear. Your own ordinary present awareness, this awareness, is directly penetrating. The process of meditation and the one who meditates are not two different things. The process of meditation and the one who meditates are not two different things. This is so essentially important to understand. If one understands this, it is such a blessing. The process of meditation and the one who meditates are not two different things. To see that your essential nature is the very alertness, brightness, seeing that is at the heart of any and all meditations. You are that. That is your nature. You are living meditation effortlessly and naturally. It's true. When you look for the meditator who is meditating or not meditating, since you have searched for this meditator, and have not found him, I guess to say him or her anywhere, at that time, your meditation is exhausted and overthrown. When you look for the meditator who is meditating or not meditating, since you have searched for this meditator and have not found him anywhere, at that time, your meditation is exhausted and overthrown. In this way, I have been saying first things first before one proceeds to the zafu, the meditation cushion, and sits and begins some process of meditation. I would think it would behoove one to first inquire, who is this meditator? It makes good sense. When you look for the meditator who is meditating or not meditating, since you have searched for this meditator and not found him or her anywhere, at that time, your meditation is exhausted and overthrown. One can search from time immemorial for the meditator, and that one is never found. For that one doesn't, in truth, exist except other than the present awareness in which this very inquiry takes place. I don't know, Stephen, I don't know why these words, at that time your meditation is exhausted and overthrown, unless it's referring to the fact that you have, in this discovery of your essential nature, have come to the end of the spiritual path, the end of seeking. Now realizing one's true self as pure consciousness alone. The seeking ends, and the beginning, I would say, of true spirituality is born. No longer seeking, somehow magically transformed into vehicles of love and compassion. We are. Thus, even though it is the end of your meditation, this is the beginning with respect to yourself. The meditation and the meditator are not found to exist anywhere. The meditation and the meditator are existence itself. The meditation and the meditator are not found to exist anywhere. Without its falling under the power of delusion, drowsiness, or agitation, your immediate unfabricated awareness becomes lucidly clear. Wow, wow. Your immediate unfabricated awareness, this pure awareness, this present pure awareness, not speaking of its contents, just simply awareness itself, becomes lucidly clear. And this unmodified state of even contemplation is concentration. Therefore, remaining in a calm state or not remaining in it are not two different things. Wow. your immediate, unfabricated awareness, this present awareness, becomes lucidly clear. Okay, I don't agree with this word becomes. It already is. It already is. So I don't know what to say about that. And this unmodified state, your natural state of even contemplation, is concentration. So this essential nature of consciousness, which is the heart, the alertness, the presence alertness of consciousness, is what we refer to as meditation itself, meditating itself. This unmodified state of even contemplation is concentration. Therefore, remaining in a calm state or not remaining in it are not two different things. More than that, they're not anything at all. A calm state or not, you remain always simply as you are. This that you have somehow already always 5 years old, 20 years old, 30, something is unchanging as this body mind ages and goes through all of its life. There is that which is unchanging as the body changes and mental states come and go, emotional states come and go, spiritual states come and go. Everything is ever changing except that in which all of this is displaying. And like this is true, confirmable for one's own self, not to be believed or simply understood. And understanding is such an immense blessing. I don't know if in any of this speaking it's serving what it is that you wish to speak of in this. Was it the simply sharing of this passage? I do not know.
It's that, because it's so incredibly, profoundly, lucidly beautiful.
Yeah.
And I thought there was a question about the last line, but it disappeared.
Okay. If it arises again, will you share it with me?
Yeah, what comes instead is all this gratitude and a desire to sit up straight and be attentive and to be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy to see you, your shiny self.
Hello, Hanuman. Hi, thank you very much for inviting me to your wonderful gathering.
Oh,
and
you're so welcome. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. This is my first time joining you. And I just wanted to bring up what has been one of the great mysteries for me. And it can be discussed from any perspective in any context. And that is time. The passage of time, the bearings, this getting our bearings in time, I guess. It's always been a mystery for me. Thank you.
Getting one's bearings in time. Getting one's bearings in time. So, Charlie, this is your first satsang, and so if there are things I say that don't make sense or you don't understand, please let me know. because I'm about to say that in satsang, it's a rare opportunity to have a moment out of time. Out of time means that we are not indulging in thoughts of the past. Recognizing the past is gone, finished, done. Nor attending to thoughts of the future that never comes. For it is always simply this moment, this eternal now, this moment out of time, out of mind. This is the ground, you could say, in which I am pointing. Then you say, getting one's bearings straight. This question of this one who we take ourselves to be, who has unstraightened bearings that needs bearings straightened. So first I want to inquire truly about this one, who that one that you say, who is that one for whom bearings might be straightened? Who is that one that you're referring to?
That is a beautiful question.
Wow. That's the essential question that we speak of, and that my master was speaking of in satsang every 6 days a week or 5 days a week. I do not recall. Only this question, this inquiry, that's the heart of Ramana Maharshi's teaching. This question, who am I? What is it that is my essential nature? This inquiry. And for this inquiry, attention, which is found to be habitually going outward in the mind stream, following the mind, believing the mind, identifying with the thought stream and the one the thought stream thoughts are referent to, not to be attending to that, but looking within to the very source that that mind stream is arising out of and displaying in and self-liberating. This inquiry is the heart of Ramana's teaching and my master's teaching. Papaji, they say. When one looks for this one we take ourselves to be, that one's never found. That one whose bearings are unstraight, that one is never found. If you look for 100 years or 1,000 years, why? Because that one doesn't in truth exist. It is found only in thoughts, in that mind stream, that one. And the one who needs to somehow do something about the predicament of being a human being. So this is where we start off this inquiry. Who am I? What is the nature of that which I am? When this is found, when this is recognized, realized, one sees that one's essential nature is awareness itself. Awareness, presence, don't want to say presence yet, awareness, consciousness, attention. All of this is your own essential nature. And then beingness, presence. Presence is that which you are. Consciousness, beingness, this is your essential nature. So the one that I understand you're referring to when you ask about one's bearing straight is, how do we navigate this world as human beings? To which I answer, first things first. And then you see that, in fact, you are moved. You are moved by some unseen hand. And the movement is one of profound, profound love and compassion that is at the heart of that which you are. And that is not something that's acquired through effort and intention. It's realized, recognized as that which already always is. Making sense at all?
Yes, very much so. It's part of my quagmire about time is probably an unrealistic view of self.
It relates to the human part of self, the human part that is in time, in mind, in time, in mind, in time, in mind, for truly, truly, a time is not found in this eternal moment here and now. Now there is no future nor past. Charlie, see this? You understand?
Yes, Justin.
To find time, one simply needs to look into the mind stream, into that story. That's where time is found.
I think part of my reaction about time is simply how short this life is, how short we of the time in this plane. That's all, you know.
Yes, yes. My master used to speak of it as a finger snap. That's how quick this stream of life is. So a kind of paradox that in truth, seeing time doesn't in truth exist as the human part of our beingness, human beings, the human part for whom time does exist. Time is precious. And so I say, savor the moment. Savor the moment you're out of time. Savor the moment means you're have a bite of watermelon in your mouth. Maybe your 10,000th bite of watermelon, but in this moment, this fresh new moment, to be with this simply rather than what's going to happen in the next moment. This is the predicament of human beings. They are, one of them, chronically interested in a certain way in what's coming next, or what has taken place before. This past and future, when life is truly now, now, now. So at any moment when we are seemingly lost in our humanity, meaning identified only with this mind body, at any moment one can look and see what's true as opposed to what appears to be. So the paradox, from a point of view, we are running out of time. From another point of view, we are that which is prior to time itself, before time, timeless being.
Yes, I love the word timeless. And I think that might be one of the best words to describe that which is our real nature.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Hanuman.
Thank you.
Hanuman, hello.
Hi there.
I am wanting to let you know, earlier in the morning you were talking about whether the transmission was, these are my words, whether you were delivering kind of the transmission from your master, from Papaji. And that was sort of a question you threw out in wonder. Am I right about that?
I was wondering if it was being received.
Yes. So I just wanted to let you know that it is so entirely full up and over for me to sit with you as a kind of next generation of Papaji's message, and that your in-person relationship with him comes through and you share with us in that way. And I feel so grateful to you for that connection, really, is what I want to say. And for what you bring now, what you share with us now. And thank you for that. For every time we come together, I'm thanking you for that. And I may have shared this before, and I'll probably share it again, but it can't be shared enough, because it's such a blessing, and it's like this thread that runs, back in the generations of awareness. And here we are. And it's alive and now in coming through your voice and all of our voices. And it's truly, in these times, as you were just saying, or referring to these times, I find myself, all over the place in my mental world, and to some, the identification with all of what's going on can get pretty believable. And so the practice is always here for me to kind of reset. Thank you. And I just want you to know how significant this thread that you bring to us, to me, I'll speak to myself, is. It's just alive, and through all of this insane times and potential extinction of the species, and our ending life as we know it. Who knows where we're headed, but all of that gets kind of calibrated when I get back with essential nature.
Yes.
And it's a work, it's a work in progress for sure, because there are days where I'm just so in identification. And so I just love coming here because we get to kind of inquire about how to work it, how to work ourselves in knowing our true nature, but also in recognizing that we get thrown off in our identifications.
In behalf of that, I mean, I would say more than any other thing the master said in every single satsang, it was be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Meaning coming back into silence itself, the already isness silence that is at the very heart of your own being. Just simply return and forgo attending to the mind and all its machinations. I don't think I ever said machinations before.
That's good.
But thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it, and I'm happy to hear them.
Yes, please, please, and keep hearing it, even if it's not said, because it's true.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for satsang. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.